So there's a big shift in energy, or more like a transfer in energy that's taking place right now. Some some people already feel it. Some people are already going through it. And there are others that will be going through this. But a lot of people can feel this energy, this transfer in energy. Um, this and how you know that you're going through it, or you're gonna be going through it. For some of you, there are areas in your life that you've been struggling in, and you've been doing everything you can. You trying your hardest, whether it's your finances, whether it's your relationships, whether it's other internal struggles, whether it's, just things that you've been putting forth energy in, and you just feel like you can't get ahead. You're struggling, right? You're going to see a shift in those areas, but more specifically, you're going to see a big shift and transfer when it comes to the energy that you've been putting out, the energy that everyone has been putting out, right? So if you have been putting out, toxic energy, for example, low vibrational energy in any capacity, expect to receive that back. And likewise, for those that have been putting out good energy, always being a light, always rising to the occasion, keeping their faith in God, like moving with integrity behind closed doors, like just handling business on a spiritual level, on a mental level, and on an emotional level, doing the work. You know what I mean? Learning, taking the time to learn things and really understand things to break generational patterns like financial struggles. You know what I mean? Mental health issues, or it can look different for everyone. But this shift in energy is going to bring balance. So that's why I said it's whatever energy that you've been putting out. Um, and the easiest way to really grasp it is, everybody goes through phases and stages in life where you elevate. You go through something, you're challenged in one way or another, you grow, or you have an experience, you learn from it. You know what I mean? And some people don't learn. Some people go through things and they go through the same thing again, and they go through the same thing again. Some people do eventually learn their lesson like that, but then you have others that continue to repeat patterns. And again, this can be financial patterns. You make the same financial mistakes you've been making for years, and you fall back into those same patterns. Some people have decided to break that by learning more deeply about wealth and building wealth, and just learning how to budget and maintain what they have and what God has given them. You have to learn to be a good steward over the things that you have before you can be blessed with more. Every now and then God will test you. You'll get something and get an opportunity, and a lot of times if you're not ready, you'll fall back into the same cycle. But whatever it is that you have been challenged on, and you've had the opportunity to grow in those areas, and you've taken the initiative to grow, you will see improvement, right? Like I said, there's going to be a major transfer of energy, because as everyone goes on their journey and experiences life, and they get these tests, from the universe, and these opportunities to change your perspective, or to make a different decision, to make a better decision, you grow on the individual level. But then there are these major alignments, right, that are much bigger than an individual. It affects individuals, but it affects people on a mass scale. And these are like portals, if you will, or like large concentrated types of energy. And a lot of times this comes from different alignments with the planets. Different planetary alignments are going to create certain energy fields, and that's going to affect and have an impact on everybody's energy, right? And you see these synchronicities, you see these things, right? Like even coming into the Chinese New Year, coming out of the year of the snake, and when you even look at the symbolism of some of the things that's going on energetically, and if you really pay attention to your life, for those that are tapped in, you can see the synchronicities. And like I said, a lot of you will feel this shift coming, because we have our individual shifts, and then there are these major shifts that happen. So you could be an elder, you could be someone that's really young, you can be, there's no set, it's not a generation thing. This is something that affects everybody at one time. Generations do have their shifts and pivotal moments that kind of affects their energy as a group. But then we also have these major ones that impacts everybody in society, no matter where you are, right? I'll use like technology, like the widespread use of computers back in the day. You know what I mean? That was a huge shift in the paradigm of the world at that time. Just this explosion of technology, especially from that point to where we are now in terms of technology and just what we have access to at our fingertips. There are these major shifts that happen, and that's something that's on a physical level. Now, this shift that takes place will impact some people on a physical level. Like I said, for some, it's finances. There's going to be a big shift in some people's finances, okay? And for others, it could be your health, right? It can be in the material things that are around you, some of the things that create a better quality life for you. And for others, it will be spiritual. It'll be mental, emotional, and for a lot, it'll be on multiple levels. As far as your relationships, you will see this huge and experience this huge transfer of energy. So for those of you that have been doing the work, truly trying to grow, truly trying to level up in every area of your life, or whatever area that you've been focused on, right now is the time to really control and protect your energy, because the transfer is coming. That's why you see so much negativity everywhere. It's a frequency, and other frequencies impact your being and your energy, right? And you know this because if you having a good time and somebody come around with some old messed up attitude and in some messed up little nasty funky mood, and you like, don't come over here messing up my energy, somebody picking a fight with you, or causing drama, or wishing bad on you. Sometimes you're not even around people energy and they send you that kind of energy, and it still impacts you. That's why you have to protect yourself through prayer, through meditation, grounding yourself, whatever spiritual practices that you use and subscribe to. You have to really tap in and hone in on that energy right now, because the shifts that are taking place are coming in waves, but they're back to back, and they're now, right? Like I said, some of you are already experiencing this, and some of you are feeling tired, exhausted, sleepy, burnt out. It's something that you might not even be able to explain, but you feel like it's time for a change. You feel like it's time for something different, right? And some of you have been wanting to do something and you haven't done it yet, or some of you had just taken that first step, and this is your confirmation that you're on the right path, that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Stay focused and just really allow yourself to remain in the highest vibration possible. Allow yourself to stay positive, to stay happy, to stay at peace. You know what I mean? And for those of you that may be feeling like confused, or like not really sure which way you should go, or feeling like you need clarity and you lack some sort of direction right now, like you're at a crossroads, that's just a sign for you to ground yourself so that you can tap in, because you always know what you need and what's for you, but you have to sit still long enough to recognize it, to feel it, and to know it. So that's all I got. It's been on my heart, and I've been being pulled to say that for a while, and I kept putting it off, and I couldn't put it off anymore. So like I said, right now, just keep your vibration super high and get ready to receive blessings.